Hi, good morning, everyone. Ah, Good morning, guys. It is Tuesday, February the 24th, and just looking this morning, we had some news. We have some news at 10 a.m. So we have consumer confidence at 10 a.m. and manufacturing index tonight. Trump speaks at 9 p.m. Today, we also have a number of FOMC members speaking, and I just know from experience that when we have a full day of members speaking, we can get some wicks and things happening. So just something to be aware of. Tomorrow, the same thing. We have FOMC members speaking. And Thursday, we have unemployment claims. So Thursday and Friday, we have core PPI on Friday. So those are two good news days. I had an interesting overnight. I'm just going to tap into that kind of what happened overnight. I'm just on the 5 minute right now. I'll make my screen a little bit bigger. So here we have Asia. So Asia did this kind of trend. So we have from A to B to the high here, and then it came down. I did take this trade here on the 5 minute. So I waited for price to come up. It came down. When it came back into this SIBI, this is just such a beautiful opportunity. It's such an easy trade to spot. And I took this trade. It was 230. So I'm looking for manipulation anytime after 230. I didn't really get clear manipulation last night. It was kind of a weird night with London. But anyway, I did take this trade. And then we had this manipulation above Asia this morning at 7:05 a.m. Price came back up, and again, you can see that it was just another opportunity here. Another opportunity here. You can't see the SIBIs on the 5 minutes, but on the lower you can see price just tapped right in. This is such an easy trade to spot, like just allow displacement to happen and then price comes back up into the SIBI, you can take the trade. It's hey, good morning, Donald. just such It's just such an easy trade to see. It doesn't really matter what time frame you're on, but and oftentimes traders feel like they're missing the trade, but I see this as just beautiful displacement down, a return right into SIBI, take the trade. I'll take this trade every time I see it. Well, when it's inside a macro, and this was inside a macro. Manipulation happened at 7, and then price returned at 8:55. So we're inside a macro. So anyway, I just wanted to point that out. London was just a little bit weird. London came down, it came up, and then it came down. Like it was just, we didn't have it I don't know, it was 3:45 finally by the time London took Asia low. So it was pretty late, and then it was just a bit of a struggle to get back up here to Asia high. But anyway, a little bit of patience and it worked out. So that was that. I just wanted to point that out this morning. So right now we have, just let me know if I'm speaking loud enough. I have to, I'm on a different microphone. So just let me know if I'm loud enough. Donald, good question. Do I set an alarm? I never set an alarm. I always automatically wake up at 2 a.m. I've been doing it for so long. And Sometimes I miss like sometimes I don't wake up and I really don't care. So most of the times I just wake up and then to be honest, this is probably too much information, but I just trade from my laptop from bed. I don't get out of bed to trade London. It's just I open up my laptop and I trade right from bed. Hey, Mike Campbell. Okay, so sounds okay. All right, I'm speaking a little bit louder because I'm a pretty soft-spoken person. All right, then. So we had a couple of good trading opportunities this morning. We also had yesterday afternoon. Hi, Wick Assassin. We also had a great opportunity yesterday afternoon to take the long. And what was it here? Just go back down to the 5 minute. The afternoon session right here at 3:10. That was a little bit late in the macro, but you could have waited to 15:30 right here, 15:55. This is a beautiful opportunity right here. Let me just right here. Beautiful opportunity. And then you could have just taken the trade right up. This is another opportunity here yesterday afternoon. Time did that happen? 12:45. I don't love that time. I'd rather wait until the 2:30, 2:45. But anyway, this was a nice opportunity as well. Right here. Anyway, there were lots and lots of opportunities for smart money reversals yesterday. Once you start spotting them, like you can't unsee them. They're just, the trick is to just wait for that macro and then look for your opportunity. Just wait for that A plus setup. But see how beautiful these setups are in here? Price comes down, displaces, price returns, boom, take the trade. Price wicks up, takes liquidity, price displaces down, just let it run, don't chase it. Price comes back up, boom, right in here, take the trade. Right there. Anyway, easy. Hi, good morning, Poltersnack. So anyway, lots and lots of opportunities once you recognize the manipulation, displacement, return, boom. So yeah, and this is just on the 5 minute. You can probably find more on the 2 minute and 1 minute. Donald, just want to let you know how much I appreciate you and your daily morning show. You have a oh, thank you, Donald. I appreciate that. Hey, Heat Trader. How are you this morning? Yeah, so anyway, lots and lots of opportunities once you kind of dial in, and all you're looking for is just a nice wick above any of these key levels, right? A wick above Asia, price returning. I hope this makes you feel like you never have to chase a trade. If you look at this and you go, damn, I missed that trade, just wait. Just wait for it to come right back into the civvy and take the trade. Hi, Frank. Nice to see you today. Thanks for joining. So it's 9:25, and I just want to take a look here at our levels. So let's do this. Okay, let's just take a look at the hourly chart and just see exactly where the heck we are. So yesterday we followed, price had moved up, came down, price moved up, came down, and created these three SIBIs, which I turned into inverted fair value gaps. We have used all of these, so I'm just going to remove these from the chart. Let's get rid of those. I'm just going to get rid of some things here that we don't need to focus on anymore. And let's just take a clear look of where we are this morning. Just going to take that off. Let's just get a nice clear picture of what is going on this morning. I'm just going to move to the 4 hour just to get a little bit more of a view. I just want to show you on the 4 hour what I'm looking at on the larger timeline. So here's my IPTA line. Here's my 20-day look back, this blue line here. Hopefully you can see it okay. So all you do is you go into your daily and you just go back 20 days, and I take the high and the low, and that's the range that I'm working in. So here's the high and here's the low of the 20-day look back. And so this is the range. So you can see that price moved down. This is the sell program. We came back up, but only to about 50% of this range. Price chattered around here for a while, and then we took a move to the downside. This here is an important BISI that I'm keeping on my chart. This is an important level because if we lose this level, then we're going to be going down. We've got sell side down here. We've got buy side up here. These levels here on the hourly, we still have this one that is unused. See this one up here? So this was on the sell side, just of this, this little leg here. So we have an hourly here that we have not tapped into. So you can see that on Friday of last week, Sunday night, we tapped into this hourly, but we didn't fully utilize it. Then we have this one down here, which we've tapped into and used a couple of times. So I'm going to get rid of this one. So this one is unused up here. And this one is only about 50% used, but you can see that price is weak and that we're moving down. So that is showing me on the higher time frame a weakness to move up. Now we had this beautiful move down into here on Monday morning. So we are in between. We're kind of like 25% of the way up of this range. And looking a little bit bearish, but we could move up and we could go up. And these are unfilled SIBIs on the 4 hour. I just move them cross so that they're not like in my face all the time, but they're just up there to remind me that these are areas of imbalance that price could go up to. But currently right now in the higher time frame, we are looking weak. You can also see it's 9:30, the market's opening. You can also see that price is operating in a very tight range, like really tight. And if we look at our 4 hour candles, let's just go down to the hourly. If we look at our 4 hour candles from last night, although we did have a couple of good opportunities, we've operated in a pretty tight range, both on the 1 hour and the 4 hour. So these are key levels. This 1 hour level down here, this BISI, this is a key level for me. If we can remain above it, we could look potentially for higher prices, but overall, we're looking a little weaker on the higher time frame. So let's move down now. Oh, for goodness sakes. Sorry, guys, I'm just not connecting here this morning. Well, that wasn't in. Okay, sorry guys. I'm just going to tape read with you. I don't know why. Okay, this morning. Just give me a second here. There we go. Gosh, small town living, trust me. Okay, so prices had a nice move down back into this area that we were in yesterday. I gotta move down to the 2-minute. Took London low. We've taken Asia low. Now we've got 10 a.m. news this morning, so I'm going to be pretty patient. I want to see 10 a.m. news come out first. So this is just a nice move down. Again, we're showing weakness on the higher time frame. We just took Asia low. Let's look at the indices. We'll see if price wants to come down and take the previous day low. So that was a very nice move initiated from the 7 a.m. move up here. So Asia was taken. This was nice manipulation. Price came down, came back into the SIBI. This is a beautiful, beautiful, easy trade to take. I'll take this trade every time I see it. And then price just had a push through this morning. We've taken out London low. ES is just about to take out the previous day low. NQ is not there. That's a crack in correlation. We'll see if NQ can catch up. We've cleared out all of this liquidity here under the PM 1, 2, and 3 from yesterday afternoon. We've cleared all that out. We look on the 4-hour candle, we can see here's our open. Price came up, cleared out all the highs early this morning. Price is now pushing down. We'll see if we take out the 1400-hour candle from yesterday. Looks like we're going to go for previous day low here on NQ. Yeah, we're well up here. Thanks, Heat Trader. Tons of ice. It's been so treacherous. See if we can sweep out the previous day low here. Uh, these um, these trade opportunities, when price moves down, displacement, it comes back into these SIBIs. For anyone who is a scalper, these are beautiful trades because on the like on Apex and Top Step accounts, this is where you can have very little drawdown. And then you just put a really, really tight stop. You could put it, ideally you would put it at the swing high, but you could also try a stop at the 50% of the SIBI or just above the SIBI. You could keep a really, really tight stop loss. The trade then either works in your favor, enter it at the time of a macro so that you really have price move. And what you want to see is you want to see a displacement away from the SIBI. So you don't just blindly take the trade. Um, you can see here that this candle, well, even on the 15-minute, you can see it's a very bearish candle, and then the next one opens and it's a very bearish candle. But these are really nice trades if you're trading prop firms and you need, kind of trades that don't have a lot of drawdown. Just going to switch to the 2-minute. So we've had really nice, it's 9:39. We've had a nice wick to the bottom. We have an SMT. We've had price push up. Let's go down to the 1-minute. It's a nice strong push up. We did not take out previous day low, but NQ doesn't have to because ES already has. So this is a crack in correlation with an SMT. We have a change in the state of delivery right here, but I wouldn't take this trade. It's not the macro yet, and we have 10 a.m. news. So I'm just telling you what I would or wouldn't do. And this is not advice. I don't give advice. And this channel is not a signal service. It's just for entertainment purposes only. I am an ICT student, and you probably shouldn't trade because it's highly risky. And I would never encourage you to trade or trade with live funds. Um, Really good question, Donald. So the macro has not yet started. And now we do have a nice push to the downside here, but what makes me a little bit hesitant is waiting for that 10 a.m. news. And it's such a volatile move down and then up. I guess it depends what you're really looking for. If you want a short, sharp opportunity to jump in. Too much pain to get any gain. Exactly. Stay away from trading. Um, what I like to do, like I never feel any like FOMO, okay? Because we got this nice push up here. Price can come down. retap into here, and then you have an opportunity to get a nice trade from here. Again, we've got 10 a.m. news. So this here was changing the state of delivery. This is a lot of engineered liquidity. Look at this, all nice engineered liquidity, right? Hard push down, hard push up. Right back into this SIBI. Notice that. So price came here, pushed down. Price came back up into the SIBI, pushed down. Price came back and now pushing above. It's 944. What is going on? Is anything happening in the news right now that is catching anyone's attention? Because we haven't even had news yet, and this seems a little volatile. Anything coming to anyone's attention? Like, I don't know. Was Washington just attacked or what? This move down here, again, well below midnight, which gives an opportunity for a buy. I like to buy below midnight, sell above midnight. Yeah, it's crazy volatility. Like you almost think it's a CPI day or something. Well, anything like that. I think Trump is speaking at 9 p.m., right, Donald? So something to be aware if for anyone who trades overnight. This is a nice breakaway gap. Yeah, I think he's talking at 9 p.m., isn't he? 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah. Thank you, Donald. Okay. Well, it's 9:47. Big breakaway gap here. Week opening gap. This 4 hour candle was just crazy. So there's opening price of the 4 hour. So open, low, high, close. No, I haven't taken any trade yet. No, we've got 10 a.m. news. So I want to see the 10 a.m. candle. I want to see the news, and then I want to see the 10 a.m. candle. You can see here a nice SMT on ES and NQ. Well, I'd rather see doom and gloom to the upside like this morning rather than to the downside, that's for sure. When price moves up so quickly like this, like you're either on board with the beginning of the move or you're missing the move. Like when you have a breakaway gap, price doesn't have to come back here right away. But it's just difficult like to get an entry, right? Because price moves so quickly. Anyway, I'm just content to wait. I want to see the 10 a.m. candle. My days of FOMO just are long behind me. They're in the rear view mirror because there are trade opportunities all the time. So I don't uh I don't look at this and go, wow, I just missed a great opportunity. No, not at all. I'm going to take this, I'm just going to move this SIBI over. I'm going to leave it on my chart, this little SIBI here, because we've tapped into it once, twice, and then came above it. So I'm just going to leave that on my chart for now. Oops, just because I think just seems to be a level that price wants to come back to. So what we have here is we have our London really accumulated last night. And that's interesting because London accumulated Sunday night and Monday night. And we know what follows accumulation, right? Accumulation, manipulation, distribution. That's the order of how the market moves. So anytime we have accumulation like this, we just need to look for the manipulation sign and then look for that smart money reversal. Now this happened super, super fast this morning. And again, You're either in the camp of you don't mind taking a trade before 10 o'clock news coming out, or you're in the camp of I'm going to wait for 10 o'clock for news to come out and then figure it out. But there's something for everyone here. Previous day high up here. Have we reached into? There we go. There's that third SIBI that we looked at this morning. There's that third SIBI, and price has tapped into it. It's really important to keep these higher time frame SIBIs and BISIs on your chart because price will reprice to it. Price has to redeliver in order to provide a balanced price range. So there's the 1, 2, and 3. It's 9:53. Let's see if we get a smart. Now this is tricky to get a smart money reversal off of this because price moved up so quickly that now on the 1 minute change in the state of delivery, technically, but it's so bullish right now that I wouldn't think about taking a short. Definitely not yet. There's a change in the state of delivery to the downside, but this is probably just a rebalance before pushing higher. And if we look, we can see a nice opportunity here. See if price comes back in and then pushes higher. You can also look for order blocks as opportunities. But this is such a big push up that I would want to take my fib and at least look for price to come back to 50% of the range, at least 50% of the range. Balanced price range in here. So you can see that buy side delivered through here, leaving a sell side inefficiency. Price is now repricing through this imbalance to create a balanced price range right in here. repricing, repricing into this SIBI here. See how beautiful that is? Right here. Look how beautiful that is. That's almost an immediate rebalance, almost, not quite. The bottom of this candle and the top of this candle. It's 9:58. We have 2 more minutes before news comes out. Look at this range of this 4-hour candle. This is significant. XMT, hi XMT. I like the nice pushback above midnight. Yeah, to give us a premium short if you hold a bearish bias. Yeah, I'm watching everyone's first fair value gap to offer resistance at 10 a.m. Yeah. Either way, this was a nice manipulation to for a push to the upside. This is a nice manipulation as well for a push to the downside. Ten a.m. news is consumer confidence. Forecasted to be 87.4%, which is above previous month. So whatever company is surveying consumer confidence, CB consumer confidence, they're forecasted a higher confidence than the previous month. Manufacturing index, -6, -8. See what that one comes in. Wholesale inventories, I have no idea what that is. Do you ever wonder whose job it is to press these buttons? Like, what if they're late to work? Wow, consumer confidence is up over forecasted and over previous month. And Richmond Manufacturing Index is down by 2. I assume that's 2%, but I don't know. So consumer confidence is, boy, even with the tariffs and Epstein stuff going on. Okay, so we got a nice little pullback here. Rebalancing the buy side, the buy side of the curve here. Yeah, it's probably automated, no doubt. I just like to think that it's like someone's sole job to go in and push that button. Is that what IT says? It's good old Phil pulling the levers. I love it. Oh my God. So all of this price is just rebalancing through here, right? So this is the buy side. So sell side inefficiency. And sell side is now coming through and rebalancing and redelivering price to those that did not have the opportunity to get in at a fair and equitable price. Exactly. The bus was late this morning. There was an emergency on the subway. So, let's watch this candle here in this BISI. This is changing the state of delivery here. We don't always expect price to come back because this is a breakaway gap, right? This is where the third candle closes above the second candle. So this is a breakaway gap. It doesn't have to reprice right away. It can reprice like later in the day or the next day, but I'll be curious to see maybe if this is price coming down to the 50% of the range. 62 to 79%. Actually, I should put it on the other way. So let's just do that again. From here to here. OTE. I still put it on the opposite way. Anyway, you get the drift. We're at the 50%. Sixty-two to 79% is optimal trade entry. 1004 candle has opened, so we opened tiny bit of a wick high and then pushing lower. If we're bullish, when we're looking at our fair value gaps here, BISI in this particular case, the fact that the body of the candles is only coming down to consequent encroachment of this BISI, if you have an argument to continue long, that's something that, we should take note of. At this point, we're at, around 50% here. So you have to kind of default to your higher time frame analysis, whether you're bullish or bearish. And then I personally, like, this is not my entry model, so I'm just tape reading here, but open, high, low. Right now, with the 4 hour and the 1 hour candle having a wick to the upside and a wick to the downside, just indicates to me ambiguity. is price going to move higher or is price going to move lower? I don't know. I'm just, when I see in the middle of a macro that we have a wick to the upside and to the downside, it just says to me, pump the brakes a bit. Also, we're right at midnight. And so again, you guys know I want to sell above midnight and buy below midnight. You're tapping into this BISI again. Price showing some strength here off these candles, but these are only 1 minute candles, they don't hold a lot of weight here. This is a balanced price range through here. So this is an inverted fair value gap. Price retaps into it. For anyone that is scalping or building a small account, these are the kinds of trades that are beautiful. This right here. So price pushes up, and then we see price have a very strong push to the downside. And then this candle here, the wick of this candle comes back into this SIBI, and it's almost an immediate rebalance. And this is the kind of opportunities that you can get to enter a trade and have almost like your risk management. Your risk is so small because you really only need to put your stop loss really above the SIBI. And if price is moving really nicely, you get a nice push to the downside. So let's say you took this trade and you were scalping. So let's just call that 900. And then you take it right down to here, which is 831. I mean, that's a beautiful 30-second trade with almost no risk. So we get a push to the upside here. So price came to the 50%. So this BISI, again, we're just on the 1 minute, but this BISI is acting as support. And then again, we have a little bit of ambiguity here because we have a little bit of weakness through here. This is now a balanced price range, right? Twice now, this candle and this candle, we can see that this candle and this candle has rejected at just about the same level. And this candle here, this green doji candle, this is what I'm watching, with an immediate rebalance twice, showing signs of bearishness here, like weakness. It's 10:11. The first macro is almost over. And I'm content to wait for the next macro to just get a further understanding of what price, basically order flow. Just painting outside the lines here on this SIBI. Oh, that's a great question. Robert. So I trade time and then price. That is a very specific way of trading. And what I will do is link into the description of today's video a series of videos by, he used to be called Zusi, but it's Frank369. And so time first and then price. The macro runs from XX45 to XX15. ICT's macro was XX50 to XX10. But the way that I trade and the mentorship that I took with Zusi, that is the first one, this one right here. So this is what I trade, meaning that I am looking for manipulation or continuation inside a macro. The macros that I'm not trading are like lunch. Like after 11:30, I don't want to trade between 11:30 and 1:45 or 2, ideally 2. That's what a macro is. It's time. It's where time meets price. And I am going to add a link to the video so that you can read and understand it. And after you do some investigation, uh, you, with a curious and open mind, you may find that during the macros is when price really moves. And then in between the macros, we can get some price distortion. So time, then price for me. So if you think about plotting that onto a graph, so we have a nice push down here. This first macro is ending, so let's just watch price, see if we get some price distortion through here until the next macro. So I am trading power of 3, which is accumulation, manipulation, and distribution. I want to be taking my trade to get the most distribution of the daily, weekly, and monthly distribution. Price is fractal, so these concepts apply on any time frame. It doesn't matter if you're scalping, it doesn't matter if you're a position trader, if you're a day trader, if you're a swing trader, these concepts are uniform. Yes, I did. Yes, I did, Donald. You have to go into the comment section. I put it in the comment section. Question, I'm curious if you pay attention to the 1-minute candle that forms the previous 90-minute cycle, high or low, note ES reacting to AM, one swing high. I actually don't, XMT. What I am paying attention to, I'm sure you guys can see on my chart, you can see these gray boxes here. These are 90-minute time cycles. And then inside, I'm just going to take off the 30-second because I don't need the 30-second right now. I use the 30-second when I'm trading London or PM session. See these 90-minute boxes here? These are 90-minute time cycles for me. So if we look at this London 90-minute time cycle, price came up, swept, manipulation, price came down, took out these lows. Smart money reversal, price comes back up into the AM2 box here. We have equal equal highs into the SIBI, price drops, taking out the lows of these previous 90-minute cycles. Price comes back up. We now have an AM. This is the third cycle of the AM, the morning session. Price is mitigated. Price did not take out this high, and we see that price is moving a little bit to the downside. But right now we're in the middle of price distortion because it's between the macros. Again, let's take a look at this 4-hour candle. Okay, we've got ambiguity in price. We keep coming back to when price opened. So this black line here, I'm trying to make my screen as big as possible. This black line here, this is equilibrium. This is where price opened. So price open high. We want to see distribution and then a close. Open high, low, close. If price is going to go lower. But again, we're between the macro. Remember yesterday when we were between the macro? We had to we have to gut it out, right? So hypothetically, let's say in the next macro, I decide to go short, where would I be looking to get out? Well, I would be looking this busy here when we had a big push up. This is a big inefficiency, but below that, you can see this AM2 macro, this gray box. I would be looking for price to come below here. That would be my next area that I would be looking towards. So I use these 90-minute time cycles a lot. But right now we are literally, so we painted over this 1 minute SIBI here. Okay, so this SIBI did not hold price. We came down into this new day opening gap. This is not holding price either. Price has come back up. Thank you. Get a wick into this candle. But again, look at this. Price is on the 4-hour candle. We're above opening price here. This is ambiguity. This is no bueno. There are so many opportunities where price tips its hat and shows you very clearly what point A and point B is. So in other words, to take a trade, I want to see point A equals point of interest, point B equals terminus. And then I want to trade time, then price. So let's just say that that this, let's go with the higher time frame. Let's just say that this high, this AM high here is our point of interest. Where would our terminus be? So I look above here and I see new week opening gap, new week opening gap. This to me is area of interest up here because we were already down here yesterday, right? Price already swept liquidity yesterday. We came back down, we swept liquidity again. So to me, the area of interest is up here. But that's just this is not financial advice. I don't give financial advice because I'm a student. This is just for entertainment purposes only, and I'm just relaying, I'm just tape reading. I'm sharing with you what goes through my mind when I'm looking at these charts. We have filled the imbalances here. This is our previous day high up here. So we notice here that price came down to the 50%, right? Tapped into this BISI, left this alone. This is our breakaway gap, right? We don't expect price to come back here because IPTA was moving with force and volatility. It has a destination in mind. And this area up here is of interest to me because we spent yesterday down here. We've already been down here. We've cleaned out this liquidity. We're missing Levere this morning. He's our like liquidity king. Price goes where liquidity is, and he's right. So where's the next area of liquidity? Or up here. So we came down, we had a nice manipulation. Price moved up violently, came down to the 50% into this BISI. This would have been, if you believe that price was going to be bullish, this would be an opportunity to get in. Here's our change in the state of delivery. I'm just going to make this a little bit bigger. For me, once I have a change in the state of delivery, I don't want to see price come past that. And you can see that here, price is respecting that change in the state of delivery. So here we are on the higher time frame. We've tapped into this SIBI here. I'm just going to take this off. We've already used up this SIBI here. So I'm going to get rid of that. This is a SIBI on the hourly. I'm going to take out this one as well. Price moving up. You can see up here in when price came up on Friday of last week. This was the high, and then when Sunday's price opened, we immediately, this is a gap here. This is an imbalance right here between these two candles, between this candle and this candle. So my eye goes there. I'm just going to take out this vertical line. This was our news at 10 a.m. So we have this unused hourly SIBI up here from last Friday, and then we have this opening gap here that is inside the new week opening gap from February the 22nd. We've got our previous day high, and then we've got this rich area here of liquidity. So this area up here is 25,093. So 25,000 is 25,000 is right here. And this is a nice number. So this is, these are my thoughts of where I have an interest in terms of where price may be attracted to. The question to ask oneself is, how much room to run do you think it has? And is it worth getting in or waiting and then finding a nice reversal off of this? That's the question one needs to ask oneself. I think the next clear level is previous day high, and then of course we start this new week opening gap, and here's our void between Friday's close and Sunday's open. Again, I'm just talking out loud, guys. We are above midnight. So again, we want to, if we're going to go long, we want to buy as far below midnight as possible. And we want to sell above midnight. We want to sell to go short. So here was the entry, ideally. Here was the, if you missed the original entry, here was your entry in. And then we'll get this push higher. And when we see the next macro at 10:45, that's going to be second stage distribution. The other option is to be okay with letting price move up here, walking away from the charts, and then coming back at 2 p.m. and looking for a smart money reversal. You have to be very careful when price is super, super bullish like this. You have to be very careful and not try and predict the high. So look for a smart money reversal, but don't take the first entry. Wait for second stage distribution, just to be a little bit on the safer side. Again, I'm just throwing out thoughts here because it's it's great if you're have a talent for picking the top and the bottom, but it's riskier, right? So now we have clear level on the 4 hours. So we have open, low, high, and then there'll be a close. So the objective in using these candles, either on the 1 hour or the 4 hour or the daily, depending what you trade, if you trade, which I don't encourage, is that you want to enter the trade on the wick. Think of the wick as manipulation, right? So smart money before it goes higher is going to come lower. Again, here's the entry down here. Price opens, comes down. So open, low, high, close. That is such an important concept. Open, high, low, close, or open, low, high, close. And so we have the 4 hour candles opening at 10 and then again at 2 p.m. That's why I like to wait for 2 p.m. I want to see that 2 p.m. candle open. Just tapping into this SIBI up here. I just want to reiterate, when clear manipulation happens before the 9:45 macro, and that's when clear manipulation happens. Like yesterday morning was clear manipulation. This morning is pretty clear manipulation here. When that happens, with this model, you can enter the trade at around 9:42, which is 3 minutes before the macro happens. And the reason for this is that when we get price action that is incredibly bullish or bearish, once that macro starts at 9:45, price is going to move, or we can anticipate the price is going to move very quickly. If we hesitate, we could miss the move. Like yesterday was very fast, this morning is very fast. So just keep in mind that once the market opens at 9:30 and we see very, very clear manipulation, it's okay to enter at 9:42 to get yourself in place for that powerful move that the macro provides. So again, I'm on the 5 minute time frame, but we can see here that on the lower time frame, we've got a SIBI here that price is tapping into, right, from here. Excuse me. And again, after many, many times of taking losses near the top, I don't enter, like, I'm not anticipating a smart money reversal at this location here, not with new week opening gap and this gap above. I still see the potential for higher prices here. So I'm just watching price, but um, if I were interested in a reversal, it would be more potentially this afternoon. I do want to see previous day high taken, see what the reaction is by price. 10:38. Is this the top? Anyone knew that they would have a garage full of Lamborghinis. So, Robert, um I don't know if that's like a serious question or you're being like funny. I think it's funny, but take a look at liquidity above current price. Think about what smart money wants to do. They want to buy cheap. They want to buy apples for 5 cents down here, and they want to sell apples for $10 each. Resting above new week opening gap, this hourly SIBI, this gap here, what do we think is above here? It's a pile of stops, which are liquidity. So smart money manipulated, brought price down here to buy apples at 10 cents. Do you think that smart money wants to sell here, or do you think smart money wants to sell here? Like, don't worry about what the candles are doing. Like, just think logically, what does smart money's greedy, right? Like, we know that. They want to take all the stops, they want to take all the liquidity, and they want to buy at the absolute cheapest price possible today, right? Buy low, sell high. So one has to ask oneself, if this is our point A, our point of interest, where is point B? Point B is our terminus for the day. So just looking at this chart, we can see that obviously this is a key area, but right above it, lots and lots of liquidity up here. So without, predicting, because nobody can predict what the high or low is going to be, but all we can do is say, what would make sense for smart money? What level does smart money want to sell? Now it may take a little bit of a rebalance, because price never goes up straight. You know, it takes like a zigzag, right? It has to come back. It has to redeliver price a little more fairly. This is buy side. It has to deliver on the sell side. It has to rebalance price before moving up. But just let's think about this for a second. Like clicking buttons. The only God, that's hilarious. If you like hitting buttons, please click the like, share, and subscribe. How about that? Oh, the clicking of the buttons is always our favorite thing to do. So we have 10:42. So we're going to be entering the next macro in the next 2 to 3 minutes. Thank you, Tropical. That's a safe click. It won't cost you anything to like, share, and subscribe. So just for fun, guys, like here we are. The next macro is starting. Let's just take a look and see how, if price pushes up into this rich area of liquidity up here. Aw, I'm sorry that you're losing your lunch money. So we can see this price action even on the 5 minute, and you can see that price is not retracing even to the consequent encroachment of this BISI, right? So this is showing us that price is very bullish. We're entering a the next morning macro. For me personally, like this is not an area that I would take a trade because the cheapest time to buy was down here when manipulation occurred, and then price just gets more expensive, right, the further we go up. So we're deep into premium. The higher above midnight that we are, the deeper into premium we go. So for me, this is just an exercise. I'm tape reading for you guys. I'm just bringing things to your attention that you may not see. And you're drawing things to my attention that I may not see. That's how a community helps each other. One thing to one thing to remember is when price moves up really, really quickly like this, when we have a big move up, when price eventually goes to expand lower and redeliver on the sell side, we're going to have high resistance liquidity. See all these little tiny candles through here. This is price engineering liquidity above and below. And this is the most beautiful type of liquidity because once we sweep it, we have a very, very strong movement up in a very short period of time. So this is low resistance liquidity, right? This is low resistance liquidity. So if we look at this movement down, this very fast movement down, you can see that price is it's like the little train that could, right? It's small price action, it's coming down, it's building back up, it's coming down, it's building back up, and then we get this explosion when all of this gets accessed. So this is low resistance liquidity. So just know on the sell side of this curve, so this is the buy side of the market maker model, and then eventually we're going to have a sell side. So on the sell side, we can anticipate high resistance liquidity. And that's like just a general rule of thumb that I definitely keep in mind. So we started in the macro, we're getting, even on the 5 minute, we're getting a little bit of price distortion still here. Remember, price just needs to regroup, breathe before its next stage of distribution. Price doesn't have to come up. It could accumulate here for the remainder of the morning, but generally speaking, we could see the next stage of distribution up into here. Oh, that's good. Roberti. Always good to catch, like at least a piece of the run and then shut it down for the day and move on, enjoy your day, and tomorrow's another day. I took that London short last night. I'm curious to see if London is going to deliver more for us this week. We'll see. Seems like price is running nicely this week. Like there's already in 2 days, just a lot of opportunities. Donald, I think yesterday, I didn't see your question until I think the stream was finished. I think you were asking me what my background was, and my background is computer science. That's why I'm extremely analytical, and I like to use the phrases "if this, then this," "if this, then this," because when you're building databases and things, that's kind of like your mindset, right? And then I have an MBA, and I've studied economics, and not this fun kind of economics, but I do understand micro macroeconomics, which is really kind of helped. Sure. Right here. So this is Frank 369. This is after I studied ICT for 2 years. I took a 3-month mentorship with him, and that's where I learned about time first, time then price. And this is the sorry
Unlock
guys.
the world's largest, most liquid financial market
Okay,
with
okay, okay, okay.
Forex.com.
Boom.
Louisa.
There we go. This is Frank. He's 20 years old and an amazing trader. Anyway, this is the so just look up Frank 369. I'm going to refer to a lot of his videos, and he has a series of time then price. And this is if you're interested in time then price, this is who I suggest. His videos are clean, concise, to the point, and this one is about balanced price ranges. And this is the one that I recommend. So just look up Frank 369. Oh, no problem. Unfortunately, so Frank offers mentorships. Um, I think it's 15,000 US. And that's not the mentorship that I took. He offered a monthly mentorship. And so I was one of the lucky ones. And I got his last mentorship that he ran. So I had like 3 months with him, and I went all through his material in 3 months. And it made like a huge difference to my trading because he's very strict mechanical. Like you'll see when you watch his videos how strict mechanical he is. Yeah, he's Dutch, I think. Yeah, exactly. But he lives in Dubai now. And he's only 20 years old. But anyway, he's a great trader, and I learned a ton from him. Like I think any of these young YouTuber guys, some are good, some are not so good. I don't really get caught up in all the you know, love hate stuff. So, some people like really align themselves with someone and then become almost fanatical about it. That's not, I just, I want to get in, I want to learn, I want to understand, I want to figure out how to improve my trading and then just move on with life. I don't get hung up on all the stuff. But his videos are very clean, mechanical, and to the point. And I've learned a lot from him. And so this balanced price range video is extremely helpful if you need to maybe sharpen your skill on microeconomics. I think it'll be a big eye opener. He also has, if you just go through some of his videos, I would also watch the one on identifying manipulation, because that is the whole basis of the strategy. Is once you can identify manipulation at a point in time in the macro, like literally now I can't unsee it on the charts, and in the beginning, and I've been trading power of three, accumulation, manipulation, distribution for probably 18 months. And it takes time to see it, but once you see it, you can't unsee it. Oh yeah, Frank is just like, I don't know, like just think about 20 years old and already being a multi millionaire. And he talks about like being in high school and studying ICT. Sure, U9F. So I'm going to be really honest here. Yeah, everything depends on the market context, of course. So I'm going to be honest here. There are so Frank, I'll just back up a little bit. So Frank, or Zusi, introduced in his membership a 369 concepts. And let me just show you. I have my indicator here. My 369. No, I got rid of it. You know why I got rid of it? Because I don't subscribe to the 369 concept. I know that there are traders who do. I don't see the merit in it. I don't see enough consistency with it, so I don't subscribe to it. He does have some videos where he goes through it in detail, and you can just subscribe to his channel and go through. I went through his 2024 material, 2025, and he just offered that inside the mentorship. And then when he closed the mentorship, he put it on YouTube for free for the public usage. And so if you've studied ICT, but you've just had some challenges in pulling it all together, like so many of us, then I think you might find Frank's videos very helpful, because the smart money reversal and continuation inside the macro is, he's very specific about how to trade this uh, system. I'm going to call it a system because it's far more than just an entry model. It's accumulation, manipulation, distribution, and it's incredibly powerful. And once you see it, you're going to see it all over the charts. That's what makes it so exciting. And that's why I don't have FOMO anymore, because honestly, whether I see it and trade it in London, we saw it this morning, we're going to probably see it this afternoon. Like it's just, it shows up every single day. Doesn't mean it's going to be an A+ setup every single day, but last week there were less opportunities, but so far this week, it's just like manipulation is happening all over the place. Okay, so you never studied ICT. Okay, yeah. Yeah, exactly. The whole you're right. The whole purpose of Asia is to engineer liquidity. And that's if Asia ranges, if it trends. So in other words, if it moves from A to B, then that's a signal to me to not trade Asia that night, or not trade London. But I learned trading London from Solomon King. I'll just spell his name for you. And he's Solomon King is an excellent trader, and I learned to trade London from him. His videos are amazing as well. Frank 369 for Power of Three. And then I used Scarface to learn microeconomics because he's a phenomenal scalper. So if you study any of his videos where he teaches scalping, he teaches the microeconomics of what to anticipate on each candle. So even if you're not a scalper, like I'm not a scalper, the microeconomics that I learned from Scarface was life changing. The other person is T Trades, and you can look for microeconomics, candlestick behavior on his channel. And he also provides PDFs after each channel, so you can just download it and then study it further. But these are, and then Aval, this 19-year-old kid, I love him. I think he's in the deep south just from his kind of accent. Um, he he's pulling in like 160 to 200,000 US a month, and he has 40 accounts, right? He trades 40 accounts, but he trades very much like I do. He waits for manipulation, and then he waits for the 10 a.m. candle. So he always waits for the 10 a.m. candle and then uses the direction of the 10 a.m. candle. And he only trades 3 to 500, like a $300 to $500, right? Like he gets in that 10 o'clock candle, he talks specifically what he's looking for, and he gets out and he copy trades it across 40 accounts. So he has a very simple. And so these are the people that I have learned a lot from. Of course, I've watched TJR. He's an eye opener. Oh my God, he makes me laugh and he's so rude. He's toned it down a little bit, but oh my God. I wonder if his mother watches his videos. She would be shocked. Robity, I totally agree with you. Keep it simple. Focus on one entry model. Understand the macroeconomics. Like you have to understand order flow, right? It's so much easier to trade when you understand order flow. And then focus on one simple entry model and perfect it. And it often takes, Scarface often says, it takes 12 to 18 months to perfect one strategy, one entry model. And so if you keep jumping from entry model to entry model to entry model, you are dialing back the time and you are resetting it. It's going to take you another 12 to 18 months to perfect that. And so people who just jump from strategy to strategy to strategy just find themselves in this feedback loop of not making any progress because you're just looking for like the next shiny thing. Solomon King. TSR, the soup room is a very good trader to watch. Okay, thank you. I haven't heard of that. Oh, I think I have TSR. Yeah, Kevin, who's the trader that copy trade to 100 accounts again? I don't know. 100 accounts. I mean, even I think like you can add Jade Cap to this one, right? Kyle. I've learned a ton from him, and he keeps it simple. And what I really learned from Jade Cap, who I think is ICT's best trader, is he trades with very low position size. So here we're having a nice push up. We're in the macro. Okay, guys, we're in the macro. We can see a nice push up here. Again, this is the area of liquidity up here. So we're seeing a nice push up. So what I learned from Jade Cap is he still trades with a very small position size. And so I believe he trades with 0.05% of his total capital. And he goes for the longer trades. And that's kind of a similar style to what I do. I trade with a small position size because I'm building a small account. And if you can read price, you can get into those long trades. And I like to trade with a small position size because I have no emotional attachment, right? If my risk on is $100 and I can pull 900 out of that trade, like I have no fear in that trade. Then I'm really focused on price and I don't have fear, of price coming back, losing my profit. Should I exit here? Like all of a sudden your mind doesn't work anymore because you're so emotionally attached and fear is driving your psychology. And so I am going through a process. I'm focused on psychology this year where I am working a very specific program of mine that I am diffusing myself, I guess, of trading certain sizes. And every 20 trades, I'm looking to increase size. So I'm going about it in a very sort of mechanical way. And that's what I'm doing to increase my size, of course, on A plus setups. Yeah, Jade Cap is fantastic. Jade Cap is very simple. He's another one who talks about a lot about when you align yourself with order flow, these types of entries, right? Wait for price to come back into the fair value gaps and then take it long. Now, in this particular case where we've done this huge run up, I would caution a little bit here because you do have to worry about or be concerned about where the top is. And the closer we get to the top, we're going to see more price distortion, right? Price gets a little jumpy as it gets near the top. But Jade Cap is simple, repeatable concepts. And like he himself says, it took him 10 years to finally become like confident and profitable. And so someone like that, and it does take time in the market, guys. Like it really, really does. It just takes so much time. But once you see these patterns repeat every single week, like I just see these patterns repeat week after week after week after week, and I'm just focused on getting my entries and then eventually working towards scaling up in size this year. So that's it. It's just really, really simple, but it's so incremental. It's baby steps, right? And if you go too big too soon, you do harm to your psychology and your emotions, and then you become a really fearful trader. And that's the worst thing, is to become fearful. When you have a mechanical strategy that you can trust, delivers, you understand your environment, you understand order flow, you have risk management in place that is not going to blow your account, right? You understand what your RR is. Use the trader. Okay. Yeah. So, Jermaine, these are the indicators that I use. You can just take a screenshot if you want. Anything that you see Kronos, Kronos, that is a indicator that I pay for. It's $20 a month, but it's the best indicator. And that gives me 4 indicators. And those are all my levels that you see here on the chart. Previous day low, previous day high, midnight, first presented fair value gap, previous day high, previous week high. So I do pay for that. You can go into any of my videos, and I have a link to his subscription if you're interested. If not, you can find some of these for free on TradingView. Actually, you can take a screenshot of this. Just know that anything that is Cronus is a $20 subscription fee. And I used to do all these levels myself, but after, like I'm into my 4th year of trading. And so now every time I come to the charts, I know exactly where I am. Asia high, London high. If I come to the 15-minute here, I can see Asia. This is Asia. Here's London. Like it's just a dream for me to have all my levels automatically done for me. So doesn't matter what time of day I log in, I know exactly where the market is, and it's made a big difference to me. Why don't I use firms? I'm thinking about it. I have traded like 18 months ago. I traded Top Step and Apex, and I never got a payout. I didn't stick with it very long. I really wanted to nail my strategy. And now that I have nailed my strategy, one of the things that I'm thinking about is how can I still trade this strategy and not have drawdown? Because certainly with Apex, that drawdown, you have to be careful. So what I may have to do is slightly adjust my trading style and save these big runs for maybe my live account, and then take a 2-to-1 or a 3-to-1 for my evals and PAs. That's what I'm thinking. Let me know what you guys think about that. That's what I'm thinking about. Yeah. Yeah. So you budget for 3 accounts a month. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. So right now, like I'm building my small account, and that's working really, really well for me. So I'm going with that. But in the back of my mind, I am thinking about jumping back into some funded accounts and then scaling a little faster. I am thinking about it. So here we go. It's 11:12. Now the second macro is coming to an end. We had a little bit of a push up, but we've had mostly price distortion through here, which is kind of interesting. Again, I'm on the 5-minute. So my plan for the remainder of today, so just to go back to our 4-hour candle here, so we have open, low, high, and remember closer to 2 o'clock, this candle is going to be complete, and whatever distribution it's going to shrink back a little bit, right? Open, low, high, and then close. I'm going to come back at 2 o'clock, watch that 2 p.m. candle open. I'm not a huge fan of trading the afternoon because I don't know. I prefer London and New York AM, but I am going to take a look in case there is an opportunity for a short, but we'll see. At CT Trades, okay, so do get Apex. They have intraday drawdown. Other firms offer end of day drawdown, and that should work with your strategy. No adjustments needed. So CT, are you saying that I thought Apex was intraday drawdown, meaning that that's more difficult for my style of trading because sometimes I do weather a little bit of drawdown before price goes to terminus. So I could be wrong, and correct me if please help me out understand this here, but I think I probably want to go with the firms that offer end of day drawdown, right? So that I'm not penalized for waiting for my trade to go to terminus. Is that what you're saying? I appreciate your thoughts on that. I have a lot to learn from you guys in terms of prop firm trading. So not a huge push up in this last macro here. The other thing, I think if I did prop firms, what I might focus on is I might focus on like the trade that I took this morning from London. This entry price comes down. This is the trade that I took on Friday. Is it Friday? Yeah, this is the exact trade that I took on Friday. So price pushed up, right? Manipulated, huge displacement down. And I think this is where we ended our live trading stream. And I think I said to you guys, wait for price to come back up into there's a fair value, and there's a SIBI up here. You can't see it on the 5-minute, but it's there on the 2-minute. I think I said to you guys, wait for price to come up and then take the short. And that's exactly what happened. Price came back up. I went short here and I got out around here. This setup here, and JCap talks about this setup all the time. This is like such a great setup for like minimal risk, almost no drawdown. You just have to put your stop above the SIBI, or if you want to be super careful, above the swing high. And so price comes down. What does it do? Comes right back up into this new SIBI. You can take it low again here. I mean, these are simple, 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 simple entry models that just repeat literally every single day. Okay, so let's just Apex is fine. If you're confident in your strategy, it's the best for scaling. You just need to trail all your trades until you reach buffer. Yeah, correct. With Apex, if your trade is in 200, your stop loss moves up 200. With other firms and end of day drawdown, if you're 200 in profit, your end of day drawdown doesn't move. Oh, I see. Okay. I think that young trader, Aval, I think he's the one who trades 40 accounts. I think he's heavy on Apex, and his trading model is super simple. Like I said, he trades off the 10 a.m. candle, and he trades 3 to 500 a day. Boom, he's in, he's out, he's done across 40 accounts. So I'm pretty aggressive on Apex. You just gotta send it. Your strategy works or it doesn't. Yeah, I reach buffer in 2 to 4 days typically, or below the account. As long as I'm taking good losses, it's fine. Yeah, that's what I understand. Like you just use the accounts basically you want to get through your evaluation quickly, and then get those live account, or not live accounts, but get your the accounts that you can take profit from, right? And then just like you say, just get in there, take those trades, get out, and eventually if you blow the accounts, who cares? Because you're just going to fund the next one with some of your profits. I get the strategy. I understand the strategy. I've just been a little slow to get there. And part of the reason is I trade off a Mac. So I have to get a Windows partition. I have to download a Windows partition first. And I'm in Canada. So that gives me like another anyway, these are just two barriers. I know I just have to deal with it, but Apex is good for scalps. See profit, take profit, end of day drawdown, you scalp or hold trades. Scalp or hold trades. Okay, thank you. If you want end of day drawdown, TPT and lucid training. Okay. I think I heard good things about lucid trading. The other question is for Apex, you have to have 5 days of trading, right? Tradeify. Okay. Yeah, I've watched a couple YouTubers that do a comparison across all of the and I do have a copy trader. I bought the copy trader last year. So I've used a copy trader, like I say. I wasn't at the stage. It was about 18 months ago, and I just wasn't at the stage that I just hadn't really developed my strategy yet. Like I just wasn't consistent enough. And so I shied away from it. 8 trading days. Okay. All right, Donald, I'm coming to Florida. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna think about it. I'm gonna think about it. So here we've got a little bit of a we had a little bit of a push up from consequent encroachment, a little bit of chop here. We could get more of a push up this afternoon, or we could see smart money reversal potentially. But again, after a big push up, I'm not looking to I'm not looking to trade the top. I need to see a smart money reversal back into a nice fair value gap and then drop down. That's what I'm looking for. Price distortion through here. We push down a nice little push up. We're into this just above this. This is the Sunday opening gap. I haven't pushed into that yet. Back down into this busy. If we look at the 1 hour candle, open, low, we've moved up high, but look how much we've closed down. So we can see there's just a little bit of price is just regrouping a little bit here. It rains lizards every year? Like seriously? No, it doesn't rain lizards. The next three places that I'm going to travel to, and I'd love to hear where you guys are going to travel to. So what's on my radar is Italy. Like my father's from Italy, my mom is from the UK, so I've been to Italy a number of times, but I love Italy so much. So Italy, and I have not been to Greece yet, so I want to go to Greece, and I have not been to Miami, and Miami's on my list. I've just been a little cautious with these tariffs and stuff because I think that Canadians are getting like a bit hassled at the immigration. So I'm just a little bit cautious about that. I really want to go to Australia. I want to swim at Bondi Beach. Watch the lifeguard. Have you guys watched the lifeguards? The YouTube show, the Bondi Beach lifeguards. That's like my yeah, Italy is nice. I've not been yet to Bologna. Oh, you don't have to push me to come to Italy. Trust me. I've been obviously I've been to a little bit to the north of Italy. I've cycled. I trained in the Italian mountains cycling, and I've been 3 weeks on the Amalfi Coast, which I love, and of course Rome. And yeah, I mean Italy is where my heart is. If money is no issue, I'm moving to Italy. Trust me. And I want to go to Greece. I want to spend some time in Greece because I've never been there yet. So and Miami because I've never been to Miami. I've been more to Europe than I've been to the States, just because my parents are European. So Back down to this BISI. This is what I don't like jumping in on trades because the trade is running out of gas. These pullbacks are really hard. This is a good entry here because it's above the change in the state of delivery. So that nice wick down, that was the next opportunity to get in. But anyway, whatever. You're not going to catch every move. Athens is a shithole. Okay, good to know. There's so much history there. Like I just the Acropolis, like I do want to see the Acropolis. Saloniki, but Saloniki is nicer than Athens. Okay. Most holidayers go to the Greek islands, though, the mainland for history. I kind of like to go off the beaten path. My last trip was the French Riviera, and so I went all along the coastline, which I really loved. Again, moi je parle français. I speak a little bit of Italian, but not very much. But I do speak French, and that can kind of get me by in um, France. I like France. Italy is my favorite, obviously. Saloniki. So I gotta look that up. Gotta make a note of that. Saloniki. There's so many places in the world. I do want to, I haven't seen I haven't been on the Italian Riviera yet. And so I do want to go there. And anyway, there are so many places. So I gotta look up this place. I gotta do a search on Saloniki. There are so many places. Traveling is my passion. Oh, I know. Like when you live in Europe, you guys can catch flights like Ryanair. You guys can catch flights for like $75. You can go to another country for $75. You can go from like the high-speed trains are so awesome. I have not seen Lake Como. I'm dying to see Lake Como and then taking the train up into Switzerland. That's on my bucket list too. That's why I'm working so hard on my trading because I just want to pack my bag and go. That's it. Live to travel. Oh boy. Yeah. I'm really envious of you to live in Europe, honestly. I wanna visit Piedmont, which is about I think it's an hour and a half above the Italian Riviera, Lake Como, and I want to take the train up through Switzerland. I've been to Iceland. I've been to some really cool places. I've been all across Canada. I haven't been much to the States, to be honest. I think there's lots of places in the States I would like to visit. I'm sorry that that's so loud. I think there's some construction going on. Again, here we are bumping along the top of this Bissy. Guys, I'm so sorry about the noise. I think someone's drilling. Sounds like a dental office. Well, it's 11:28 and the second macro has come to its conclusion without a lot of movement. Which part of Canada are you from? Toronto, which is Ottawa is the capital, but Toronto is the largest economic engine. So I've lived my whole life in Toronto, and then a couple years ago, I moved from Toronto to this tiny, tiny little town where I can focus on my trading. Yeah, I love museums. Um, Like the museums in New York City are amazing. So anyway, so that's why I'm in this little tiny town here where I'm just hibernating with my dog and becoming the best trader that I can be. Yeah, I've never been to Washington. I hear Washington is really, really something to see. I've been to Mexico. I love Mexico. I really do. I love Mexico. I've been to Mexico and I travel by myself and I travel like Airbnb mostly Airbnb. I love Mexico, and it's breaking my heart to see what's happening there right now with the gangs. With that, I guess the major gang leader, he was just murdered. And it just breaks my heart for the Mexican people. Mexican people are such kind, loving, beautiful people. Their food is good. They're just very soulful, just good people in Mexico. So I feel really bad. There's lots of Canadians trapped there, and I'm sure there's lots of Americans trapped there too. Puerto Vallarta. I've been there 3 times. Again, I get an Airbnb and I like to mix and mingle with the people and the restaurants. I like to go to places that are not for tourists, you know. You want to ask the locals, where's a good place to go? Anytime I travel, I ask the locals, where's a good place? Where would you go to eat? Those are the places that I want to eat. Yeah, I've never been to Nevada either. Oh, cool. You were in Texas, you never went to Mexico? Okay. Yeah. Yep. We're getting a bit of a break to the downside. This could be the lunch pullback, kind of coming into that time frame. Let's just take a little look here. Oh my God, this drill. I'm so sorry, guys. Yeah, Mexicans. We have a lot of Mexicans that well, obviously I think you guys know that Toronto is the most diverse city on the planet, right? Like that's what I love about Toronto is diversity is just massive and I just love it. There's all kinds of food on every corner, so much culture, so many festivals celebrating all cultures, celebrating Brazilian culture, Italian culture, obviously French because Canada both embraces English and French. Turkish, we have great Turkish restaurants. Indian food. I mean, Toronto has it all. I love the city of Toronto. I miss being in a big city, but I made the decision to move here and focus on trading. Oh, I haven't been to New Orleans, but I want to. Oh, I definitely want to go to New Orleans. Oh, I definitely do. It's on my list. I'm just looking here on the 1 minute. So we just have this little pullback. Interesting. This is just a lunch pullback. But I'm gonna come back at 2 or 2:30 and just see if there's any opportunity, and then I'm gonna wake up for London tonight. So that's my plan. But New Orleans for some spicy food. I'm all about it. And I want to I want to go to Central and West Africa. And I just haven't been on that continent yet. And I also want to go to Morocco. So I've been through Spain. I love Spain too. And if you go to the south of Spain, you can just take a ferry over to the tip of Morocco, and then I want to see the Moroccan markets and Moroccan food. Like anyway, I could just name a million places that. Oh, gumbo, yes. Yeah. Oh, I'm all about that. I love food so much. Oh, I can imagine. I can imagine. Yeah, that's why I'm trading. Trade and then just pack that suitcase and take my laptop and trade. That's it. I'm just mindful of my dog. Uh, but anyway, yeah, so that's the plan. Trade to travel. It's the whole deal. Santiago? Okay, yeah, Santiago. I've been um I've been all along La Costa del Sol. I haven't been to northern Spain. Like I landed in Barcelona and then I went south. So all along La Costa del Sol, which I just love. Spain is so beautiful. Anyway, I need to live in Europe. That's really it's really where I belong. So we're probably going to push up from here. We have a 30-minute SMT to the downside, and we also have a 30-minute SMT to the upside. So it's just a little heads up, guys, that when we have an SMT on both sides, it's a caution. It's the yellow flag. Um, I think Toronto is hosting the World Cup this year. North Spain is amazing. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, there are so many places on this earth that I want to go to. I do want to go to Japan. This is a nice little right here. It's not in a macro, so I'm just gonna, again, I'm just pointing things out, and I'm at that point in my trading career where I follow my plan. This is, like, there was a point in time that I would take I call it the let me try this trade. I don't do that anymore. I wait for my good setups, and that's what I'm trading. So, yeah, I've never been to Japan, but I want to try. So many places. I love Iceland. I went to Iceland in the winter. That's when you need to see Iceland. You want to see Iceland in the winter. I went all through Scotland and I hiked all through the Isle of Skye, which is like incredible. I would still like to kayak off the northern tip of Scotland. I haven't done that yet, but that's on my bucket list as well. I've never been to Scandinavia. Yes, Scandinavia, I hear, is expensive. That's why I like to stay in Airbnbs. And I like the fact that there are people, that own the Airbnbs, and they always give you like advice on what you should see and do. Like it's a little more of a personal experience than a hotel that I mean, hotels just don't care what you do. But when you stay at an Airbnb, especially like the Airbnbs that come highly recommended, the people who own the Airbnbs, they're invested in you, right? They want you to have a good, safe time. Sometimes they'll pick you up from the airport. And when I went to When I went to Italy on the Amalfi Coast, I didn't realize it, but I stayed in the Airbnb owned by the mayor. The mayor and his wife had this beautiful Airbnb. I was right over the ocean, and they were so great to me. Every night, like I'd be out at a restaurant or something, and they would introduce me to everyone. I made so many great friends in Italy. And then when I left, they gave me the Italian soccer jersey. Imagine. I was like, because I stayed in the mayor and his wife's place, they they knew everybody on the Amalfi Coast, and so literally, you see everybody at night when everybody is out dining, and they just introduced me to literally everybody. I had an amazing time. I got invited into people's homes, uh, where I cooked with their mother and grandmother, and then had dinner with the family. That's the Italians for you. The Italians will just embrace you and take you home. Oh, good people. Spain is like that. Mexico is like that. The French are a little more reserved. I find the French to be a little more reserved. I think the other thing is that when you travel alone, like people want to speak to you, like you're more approachable, because if you travel with a group of people, you're in your own little group, and then people don't come over and talk to you. But when you travel by yourself, people either think, what's wrong with you? Why don't you have any friends? Or they're inviting you home to have dinner with the family. So this might be a good jumping off point here for a push lower. These are quick scalps to take, but when you're just reading price here, these are potential jumping off points for quick scalps. I think I might be okay with prop firms. I might be able to scale just a little faster. Well, guys, I'm gonna wrap up the live for today. And thanks for joining me, and thanks for your input and your contribution to the greater good of everybody in this community, because truly we do learn from each other. And a couple of sets of eyes on the charts is far greater than just trying to interpret everything yourself. We always learn from the collective. It's a really rich environment to learn and to stay motivated. And I think that's really important when we're trading. And of course, what a wonderful opportunity to meet people from all over the world. And through this unique love of investing and trading, we come together through technology, which would never have happened at a certain point in time. It just wouldn't have happened. And so I just see this is a really great way to come together with like-minded people on a journey that is difficult, that is very difficult. And I think we just need to find ways to continue the motivation, the celebration, and equally um, support when things perhaps are not going your way, or you're at a point where you have doubts, because in that sense, we have all felt that. And so that's why I really do believe in good positive community when it comes to trading. So I thank you. I thank you for coming out today. So I will be back tomorrow. I'll see if I can catch anything this afternoon, and then I'm going to check out London again tonight. So I'll check in with you guys tomorrow morning. If I take a trade, I'll post it. And other than that, have a beautiful day, everyone. Okay, bye for now.